Global tension. The United States deploys troops to the Middle East. The situation in the Middle East continues to cause great concern worldwide. In the last few hours, news has broken that the United States has sent additional troops to the region due to increased tensions. This deployment reflects the growing instability in several critical areas, leading the Pentagon to take steps to reinforce its military presence. The Pentagon has confirmed that the additional troops were sent in response to recent clashes on the border between Israel and Lebanon, and the attacks recorded in Lebanese territory. These events have had serious consequences for the people living in the region, with an increase in the loss of life. U.S. Air Force Brigadier General Patrick Ryder, a Pentagon spokesman, said the deployment seeks to strengthen forces already in the area. U.S. President Joe Biden has tried to contain the conflict in Gaza through diplomacy, insisting that the resolution of the border crisis between Israel and Lebanon must be achieved peacefully. Despite diplomatic efforts, the situation remains unresolved. Tanks, planes, and other military units are active on the ground, raising concerns about the potential consequences. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin has maintained constant communication with his Israeli counterpart, Yoav Gallant, in an attempt to find a solution. However, some decisions taken in the region, considered overly aggressive, have complicated the situation and could escalate the conflict. On another front, the Ukrainian president has presented a strategic plan to counter Russia's influence in his country. The proposal has been well received by some sectors, although there are doubts about its effectiveness, since so far, no solution has been reached with Russia. This nation has maintained its firm stance on its interests in Ukraine, making it unlikely that they will give up their territorial objectives. Russia, for its part, has raised a key condition in the international context. They will not conduct nuclear tests as long as the United States and its allies refrain from carrying out similar actions. This statement, made by a senior Russian official, comes at a time when there is speculation about Russia's possible abandonment of its moratorium on nuclear testing. Concern about the use of nuclear weapons has increased considerably, and some experts warn that a nuclear war could have devastating consequences for the environment and humanity for generations. The United States and its European allies have contemplated allowing Ukraine to strike deep inside Russia with Western-supplied missiles. Russia has warned that if this happens, they will not hesitate to resume nuclear testing, which would generate a significant escalation in global tension. In response, the United States has begun moving its troops and military equipment to key regions, which has been seen as a strategy to exert pressure and intimidate its adversaries. This scenario of military and diplomatic confrontation is being monitored by various international media, although in some countries, such as the United States, the dissemination of this information seems limited. Only a few international media are covering the situation in detail, which has drawn criticism about the lack of information available to the general public. In the midst of a delicate economic context, many governments prefer to keep the population calm, especially in countries like the United States, where consumption is a key factor for economic stability. The deployment of troops to the Middle East could be part of a strategy to prevent the situation from spiraling out of control. However, the possibility of the conflict escalating to more dangerous levels is latent, and the actors involved in the region, such as Russia and Israel, could make decisions that further aggravate the situation. The international community hopes that diplomatic efforts will continue and that a catastrophic outcome will be avoided. Amid this crisis, the courage of those who defend peace and justice resonates strongly. World leaders and ordinary citizens who advocate for mutual understanding and the peaceful resolution of conflicts are the true heroes of this historical moment. Humanity has the capacity to overcome adversity through cooperation and dialogue, and the spirit of resistance and hope rises above the storm. In this complex scenario, every action in favor of peace is a step towards a brighter future, where courage and commitment to a better world prevail over fear and division. The analysis and future perspectives of this complex situation brings with it possible long-term consequences of current tensions and the strategies that could be implemented to mitigate the risks. As tensions persist, international relations experts emphasize the need for a long-term strategy that addresses not only immediate conflicts, but also prevents future confrontations. History has shown us that hasty solutions and a lack of long-term planning can lead to repetitive cycles of violence and mistrust. Analysts suggest that a combination of preventive diplomacy, strengthening international alliances, and promoting economic cooperation could be key to building a more stable future. Implementing disarmament policies and promoting nuclear non-proliferation treaties are also considered essential to reducing the risk of catastrophic escalation. Technology and artificial intelligence also play a crucial role in anticipating and mitigating conflicts. Advanced monitoring and data analysis systems could help identify early signs of tension and enable a faster and more coordinated response from the international community. Ultimately, building a more secure and peaceful future will require a joint and sustained effort. World leaders, international organizations, and citizens must work together to foster an environment of trust and cooperation. Only through mutual understanding and commitment to peace can we overcome present challenges and ensure a legacy of stability for generations to come. History is replete with examples of how humanity has overcome great challenges through innovation, cooperation, and resilience. With determination and a clear vision, it is possible to transform current tensions into opportunities for a brighter and more secure future for all.